Welcome to the Journey to a Million podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Walker. This podcast is about my personal journey from being $25,000 in debt to getting to $1 million of net worth by the age of 43. Follow along with my journey, implement the ideas, and let's do it together. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's get started. What's up out there, guys, and welcome to this week's episode of the Journey to a Million podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Walker. Today is October 21st, 2021, and we are now going into week 7 of the Investing versus Sports Betting Challenge. It's been a great week, to say the least, for crypto. We had Bitcoin hit an all-time high, almost 67,000 on Tuesday, and I think it was yesterday, it was yesterday, my bad. And then retracing just a little bit today. And, it's just been a long time coming because, I've only been in this for about a year and a half. I got in, like we talked about in previous episodes, about the end of the last bull run, which was 2017 to 2018. But I was a little too late and I didn't know what I was doing at that point. So I got back into it about a year and a half ago, and with all the stuff that's been going on with the economy and just overspending in the government and weakening value of the dollar, stimulus printing, stuff like that, it's just kind of been a catalyst for this growth of Bitcoin. And it definitely had a big correction from, March until, a month or two ago. But we definitely have gone back now and started this new zone of discovery into all-time highs. So I'm ready for some of the altcoins to have their moves, and Ethereum starting off with a move over 4,000, and hopefully all the altcoins will definitely catch up and get back closer to their all-time highs, I guess. But yeah, so looking in the investing versus sports betting challenge, we had about 5 games last week. We scaled down. We had an amazing week 6, or my bad. We're going into week 8. I had my weeks wrong. Okay. So yeah, week 6, we went 6-0, and we went from -505 to -205, which was amazing. And then going into week 7, we had 5 total games we were taking. So we started off with the Bucks at the Eagles, and the Bucks were -7, and they won 28-22, but we made that pick with the teaser. And then the Rams at the Giants, that was an easy win. Rams were -9.5. They covered that spread, but we had them at -2.5. They won 38-11, I believe. So we won 50 on that one. We lost A&M in Missouri. We got to stop taking these A&M overs, unfortunately, because the games that we don't take, their games go over. And then the games that we do, they stay under. So they did their part scoring over 30 points, but their defense played great against Mizzou, which was fine. Good job at A&M getting that win, but didn't hit the over. So we lost 60 on that one. And then we had the Chiefs and the Washington football team over 55.5. We brought it down to 48.5. The Chiefs scored 31, and I think the football team scored 13. So it was kind of a weird game. A lot of drives didn't convert, and the football team did not do that well on offense. And then the Chargers and the Ravens, it was over 51.5. We got it down to 44.5 with a 7-point teaser. And the Ravens scored 34 points, and the Chargers scored 6. So it was a weird game. Mike Williams got hurt, and the Ravens had a good defensive game plan. They shut down Justin Herbert the whole game. So luckily for that teaser, both lost, and we were just like, well, both of them lost, so it didn't matter. And we lost 65 there. And then we had the Cardinals moving them out from +3 to +10, and they won easily 37-14. And then we had the Panthers moving from +1 to +8. We got lucky on this one as the Panthers were down, I think, 2 scores with just a few minutes left in the game. They took the game to overtime and ended up losing 28-22 in overtime, which we had them at +8. So we won that teaser +50. And then we had the Cowboys +3.5. And then the Bills +1.5 in a 7-point teaser. Cowboys won a dramatic game by 6, and we had them +3.5, 35-29. And then the Bills, I thought that game was not going to go very differently, but the Titans just came to play. They played amazing on offense and kept up with the Bills the whole night. The Bills could not stop Derrick Henry, as most teams cannot. And then the Bills ended up losing 31-34 as Josh Allen slipped on a QB sneak, kind of went the wrong way. And, it was one of those things where it's a 50-50. So we ended up going 2-3 on the week, and that put us at -90. So now we're at -295 for that betting account. So, not too bad. Could have been worse, but we're going to try to scale down, and we only have 3 picks this week. And that is Oregon at UCLA. We're going to take one college game. And of course, we're going to take the over. And this game, I like it because it's at the Rose Bowl, great grass. Game starts at 2:30. I wish it started a little bit later, like 4:30, maybe 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 Pacific Time, because as that evening dusk time, that seems to be the best hour to score points. I don't know why. But I do think this game, both teams, I think they'll lean offensively in this game, and I could easily see it being in the 30s for both. I just like this game being at the Rose Bowl. I think when teams play there, they elevate their game. And that's kind of my logic for this one. So we're going to risk 60 to win 50, buying that one down from 60 to 59.5. And then in the NFL, we're going to take the Bengals and the Ravens. So the Ravens are -6.5. We're going to bring them down to 0.5. And then the Rams are hosting the Lions, which, should be a beatdown, but you never know in the NFL. So we're going to tease the Rams down from -16.5 to -9.5. I mean, unless the Lions just play out of their minds, this game should be open and shut, because watching Jared Goff last week, I don't know. He had a 4th and 4 on the Bengals 40-yard line, and the game was still decently close at this point, and he threw the ball away. And to me, I was just like, if I was a coach, I could not have that guy starting unless I couldn't have him starting. If you're going to throw a ball away on 4th and 4, if you're going to throw it out of bounds, like, what's the point of that? Let your team do something. At least throw it straight up in the air. And if they let the ball hit the ground, you're right back where you started from. But at least you gave your players a chance to make a play. And if somehow they even intercept it, that's better because your field position is better. But throwing it out of bounds is literally the worst thing you can do, other than just throwing the ball straight into the ground. I mean, it's basically the same thing. So, I mean, that I don't understand that move by Goff. So anyway, I think this is going to be the week where Jared Goff might get benched unless he responds. So I'm going to have both of those in a 7-point teaser. I think the Ravens, I do think the Bengals are frisky, and so that will probably be a game, but the Ravens have seemed to come out on top in most games, so I want to take them just to win at home. Hopefully they don't have a letdown, because they've had a couple big emotional wins the past couple weeks and a lot of close games this year. So we'll see how that one goes, but we're risking 65 to win 50, and I feel confident in the Rams. They're going to take care of business at home. That game should be over by halftime probably. And then the last one we're going to take, we said we weren't going to go big on any games this year, but I do think this is a special setup, and I want to take advantage of it. So we have the Packers hosting the Washington football team. They're -8. And then we also have the Patriots -7 hosting the Jets. And if there's one thing, I mean, the Patriots should be motivated coming off that tough loss last week. They're a pretty good team, and they kept up with the Cowboys. The Jets, the one thing that concerns me in this is that they did have a bye week to prepare, and they have beaten the Titans, which I really still don't know how that happened. But Zach Wilson played a great game there. I'll just say that the Pats defense intercepted Zach Wilson 4 times last time they played. Bill Belichick knows how to mess with the rookie QBs, and I think the Pats should control this game for an easy win at home. So we're going to have them -7 to be a pick, and then the Packers -8 should just take care of business as well. They just need to win by 2 points, and we're going to go all out on this one and risk 260 to win 200. So if this one works out, that'll definitely counteract our A&M loss. from earlier this year where we lost 3 units, and we'll have a +4 on this one, hopefully. So if we do that and we have a decent week with the other 2 games, we could be back to even in our sports betting account. So that would be amazing. We'll see how we go after this week. Hopefully I don't regret that decision on this going big, but I think both of these teams, they just should take care of business, and that's all I'm going with. So week 7 in crypto, or I think it's week 8 now, is we looking at our crypto portfolio. Cardano picked back up a little bit, but is still kind of lagging behind some of the other coins. We have 70 of those at 216. So those are valued at 151.20. Our Solana is 1 Solana, and that one was the biggest difference between last week and this week, going back up to 188.08. And then we have 200 Decentraland Mana at 0.79 now. So those have been kind of stagnant as well. But I'm sure they'll pump whenever the next altcoin season comes and it gets down to those tiers. Right now, we're just in the, top tier coins of the Solanas and not Cardano, Ethereum, Polkadot, stuff like that. Mana 0.79 times 200 is 158. XRP still hasn't really moved. It's gone back up. But we're at 260 times 1.10, so that's 286. And then StormX, we have 5,000 at 0.032, which is 160. So all in all, we're at 943.28 in the investing account. And I think we have gotten closer to even every single week. And if we have any kind of week like the past week, I definitely think we will be close to even or back above even, hopefully in both accounts. So we'll see. I definitely feel more confident that the crypto will bounce back before we'll get to even there before the other one, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully both do. And that's it for today. Appreciate you tuning in. Enjoy that new all-time high for Bitcoin. It lasted a day, and then we'll see where we go from here. Hopefully we get a little sideways action, and then the altcoins pump in and catch up. So that's it for this week, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a good one.